In January of 2020, after years of planning and saving, my wife Preeti and I took a break from our careers to spend the year climbing in the world's greatest mountain ranges.
We started in Patagonia, our fourth trip to the town of El Chalten, Argentina. January delivered typically awful Patagonian weather, but Jeff and I did summit several peaks, including Aguja Pointsino and Aguja Rafael Juarez in the Fitzroy Range. Finally, a long weather window arrived in February with perfect conditions for our primary objective, the Via dei Ragni on Cerro Torre.
The route is unique in all the world, with moderate mixed climbing, vertical ice walls, overhanging rime ice, and natural wind tunnels of deep blue ice the size of a subway, growing deep into the tower's many summit mushrooms.
The view from the summit was a breathtaking panorama of the Fitzroy Range and the Patagonian ice fields in a clear, breathless sky. In March, we moved to Chamonix, France, at the foot of Mont Blanc, with our eyes set on the 6 great north faces of the Alps, a collection of alpinism's classic test pieces on the Alps' biggest faces.
First up was the 1938 Heckmar route on the Eiger North Face, perched above the Swiss town of Grindelwald in the Berner Oberland. Still being winter, the route was very cold, with short days and infamous bivy ledges, only wide enough to sleep head to toe.
This storied climb, with a deep history of tragedy and competition, snakes around the Eiger's overhanging walls, with evocative pitches like the Difficult Crack, the Hinterstoischer Traverse, the Death Bivouac, the Brittle Ledges, the Traverse of the Gods, and the White Spider.
Following the Eiger, we returned to Chamonix for the Alain Leninger route on the north face of the Petit Trou.
We headed back to Switzerland, to the bustling town of Zermatt, for the enigmatic north face Schmid route of the iconic Matterhorn.
Across the Mer de Glace sat the fourth north face, the Walker Spur, on the Grand Jurasse.
Smile.
Carrying paragliders up the massive face, we were able to fly into Italy, swiftly transporting us from the icy summit to the hot summer valleys below. Cima Grande is located in the Italian Dolomites, with its iconic steep limestone cliffs, following the classic Comici di Mai route.
And finally, Peace Badil's Qasim route concluded our 6 North Face project. Pakistan began allowing tourism again in August, and we decided to execute our planned expedition to the Karakoram. Joining our base camp was our longtime hero and Alpine mentor, Colin Haley, who had solo objectives in mind in the Nangma Valley.
Acclimatizing on nearby Kapura Peak gave us a front row seat to our primary objective, summiting the unclimbed peak K6 Central, which sits at 7,155 meters.
We continued our acclimatization and reconnaissance on K6's west face, ascending various routes on the face to determine which path would be optimal for our final push.
After spending over a month at base camp in the Nangma Valley, the temperatures began to plummet in October, which dampened our hopes for a summit bid.
A final weather window gave us one last chance, and we headed up K6's west face, summiting K6 West, then traversing on terrain above 7,000 meters, climbing a steep, icy face, and burrowing through a final cornice to K6 Central. Sitting atop a virgin peak for the first time in our lives.